convert the equation x squared plus 4x plus y squared equals 5 to standard form and then draw the circle. So the first step that we need to do is take our circle, which is expressed right now in what's called general form, and change it into standard form. The standard form is also known as center radius form, but it is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. And the advantage is it's easier to identify what the center and the radius are from standard form, making it easier to graph. So we'll take the time to change first, and then we'll graph. In order to make that change, what we need to do is complete the square in both the x and the y variables. In order to do that, we will separate the x variables, put them together, and separate the y variables, put them together. Now, notice in this case there is no multiplier of a constant value times y. So I'm going to put in plus 0y, and then the 5 is already on the other side of the equation, so I'll leave that where it is. Now, to complete the square, what I need to do is take the term multiplying the x, we take that value and divide it by 2, so we take b divided by 2, then we square it. This is always the value that we want when we complete the square. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 squared is 4. So we add 4 here, and we do the same on the other side of the equation. In the y variables, I have a 0 times y. And this is the only reason I wrote it in, just so you can see why this works the way it does. But I take 0 divided by 2, which is 0, and then square that, and it's still 0. So then I add 0 here. So my equation now looks like, oh, and I should say, when I factor, what's nice is I've taken the time to express this in the form x squared plus b times x plus b squared divided by 4. This is a perfect square trinomial, which factors into x plus b over 2 quantity squared. So I don't really need to do a lot of work in factoring. I just need to take this number multiplying the x and divide it by 2. So this will now look like x plus 4 divided by 2 is 2 quantity squared, and 0 divided by 2 is still 0. So this is really just y plus 0 squared, or y plus 0 quantity squared, which is the same thing as y squared. And now 5 plus 4 plus 0 gives me 9. So the center of this circle is located at -2, 0, because remember we take the opposite of each value because of the minuses in the original standard form of the circle. And the radius is the square root of 9, which is 3. So to draw the circle, what we would do is just locate the center, which is at -2 on the x, 0 on the y. The drawing tool uses 2 points. One of them is the center value, so you locate that first, and then you find a point that's on the circle. And what's nice is if you have the radius, you can either just go 1, 2, 3 to the right, 3 to the left, up or down. It doesn't matter. Any of these points will work just fine and give you where the circle exists. Now, if you're unsure how to actually draw that in the software, let's go ahead and do that together as well. But unfortunately, I have to erase my work here. So to draw it in the software, we note that when the circle tool is selected, as we go into the graph, it just turns into a pencil, and it's waiting for us to find the center point. So just locate the center, select it, and it snaps to the point, so you don't have to worry about being too close. And then as you move away from the center, it gives you points that are on the circle, But as I said, if you have your radius of 3, just go 1, 2, 3 units away, click again, and it will draw in the circle for you. If you happen to have drawn the wrong circle, you can just clear at this point and redraw it. However you do that is just fine. Don't forget, of course, to put in your circle's equation, and then when you submit, I didn't enter my circle equation, but I at least have the correct graph.